India Bloc Camp has now launched full-fledged attack on Prime Minister Modi over electoral bonds data. SBI seeking an extension of the deadline in the top court, and SBI has said extend the deadline for electoral bonds data, and Mahua Moitra is one of the first to react on that, saying Supreme Court mandate also does not matter. The Congress party also has jumped in to say Supreme Court should not allow the SBI to get away with the chicanery on electoral bonds, and specifically at this point, was there any quid pro quo involved? Supreme Court must order the lifting of the corporate veil of SPVs called electoral trusts to reveal the true identity of the donors. Kanu Sharda brings us a perspective on that and latest updates. Kanu Sharda, good morning. Tell me, Kanu, what precisely is, while there is of course a political showdown on this, explain the legality of it. How has the SBI reached the top court, and what is happening basically in the legal corridor over the electoral bonds?
Good morning, Pooja. The electoral bonds judgment which has come on February 15 has clearly asked the SBI to furnish all the details from 2019 till February 15, 2024 to the Election Commission for the publication on their official website by March 15. The deadline for the SBI is to get over by tomorrow, that is March 6th. So, SBI has now moved the Supreme Court, saying that since the data is not stored at one centralized location, they want an extension, saying
I request you to stay on with me. I request you to stay on because Mr. Manish Tiwari, Congress MP, is joining me on the phone line right now. Mr. Tiwari, good morning. Appreciate you joining us. Do tell us what precisely is the issue that the Congress party is also raising when it comes to the electoral bonds data and the anonymity that comes with it.
Well, it's very obvious. It doesn't need rocket science to figure it out that the State Bank of India is acting on behalf of the government in order to ensure that the Supreme Court's judgment is subverted. The Supreme Court had laid down very clear timelines, and those timelines mandated that before the general elections are held, the data should be in the public space. I find it hard to believe that on something like electoral bonds, the State Bank of India requires till 30th of June to collate data. After all, the entire of electoral bonds India, and therefore it needs to be handed over to the election. The Election Commission can put it on its website.
Yes. Mr. Tiwari, yes, I want to understand here because I remember on 15th February when the court had even said that this was unconstitutional, which meant immediately that it needs to be stopped. But from March 6th, which was right now that the data had to be revealed, to say June 30th is quite a long time span. Do you think that's also very interesting and concerning because the elections will be before that?
That's exactly what I'm saying. That the powers that we do not want data to be public before the elections, and it is.
All right, that line has got cut, but we'll try and get more reactions on that. So Congress parties, Manish Tiwari is one of the senior leaders who has raised an issue of why is the SBI, the State Bank of India, asking for an extended deadline. Just to give an information, remember that the SBI has urged the Supreme Court to extend the deadline till 30th June to provide information regarding the electoral bonds, basically the data about who the donors were and where did the money come from. The Congress party and the India Bloc Alliance are jumping on this, saying this seems deliberate to ask for a deadline extension.